Tiana from Future Flight Attendant, where I help aspiring flight attendants master the interview process, gain confidence, and achieve their goals. So, you want to be a flight attendant, but you're not sure where to start? Today's video will cover what you need to do to apply for a flight attendant job. A flight attendant's role is to be there for the safety and comfort of their passengers. So they need to be there for safety in case of emergency, medical, mechanical, any kind of emergency on the airplane. Well, not really a mechanical issue, but like let's say that the plane has something wrong and it needs to it be evacuated, then yes, that's what a flight attendant's there for. And they're there to also to cater to their passengers, smooth over any problems, feed them, give them drinks, make sure that they're taken care of, they have everything they need to be comfortable. So if you hate people, probably flight attendant job isn't for you. But we're going to go over now all the things that you need to do to be well prepared for this lengthy interview process. Flight attendant interview process is like super long. It could be almost 9 months, a year sometimes. So it takes a long time. A lot are much quicker, but there are some that take really long. So because this interview process is so long, like it's really tough. So if you fail even one part of it, like if you don't pass one part, then you're done. You get a thanks but no thanks, or we call it TBNT. And then you have to start over, but like airlines have a waiting period. So to start over, let's say some airlines is 90 days, some is 6 months, some's a year. So, you want to get it right the first time. So you want to go in there well prepared, not just, fly by the seat of your pants, because that's probably not the best approach. So before you even apply, you have to meet a certain set of requirements, which I have another video on that. I'll link that here. Okay, so this other set of requirements, if you don't meet them, it's an automatic boom TBNT. So make sure that you meet the airline requirements before you even apply. And throughout the interview process, it's important to maintain just a positive attitude. Set your mind that you can do the best you can do. There's going to be, for some of you, there won't be any, but for most people, there's a lot of rejection. So you have to set in your mind that, you might get rejected, and you have to really be prepared if you want to land this job. There's so much competition. So then when it's time to start applying, and you can find out who's hiring from the flight attendant job board. I'll link that below in the description. And if you get on my mailing list, you will get every week I send out, who's hiring updates. And then when an airline opens, like one of the big airlines, usually I don't really do like regionals that much, but mostly when a big airline is hiring, I'll send out an up to the minute email so that you can get it. You can see who's hiring and you'll know to apply, because a lot of times those applications might not be open long. They might be open 24 hours. I mean, sometimes they're open for months, sometimes they're open for days. You don't know. So it's really important to get in there right away. So the Future Flight Attendant job board, you can check anytime. It's updated every day, so you'll know who's hiring. And then when airlines, open applications, that's when you'll get the email. When you sign up for that email list, it'll let you know who is hiring, so that because I mean, it's so important to get there right away, like we said. And not only that, but seniority. So the sooner you apply, the sooner you could get hired, and the higher your seniority will be, because you want to get in there first before everybody else, as soon as possible. So after you find out which airline is hiring, then you're going to put in your application, and you're also going to need to upload your resume at that time. So a winning resume is what you need, because without the right resume, you're just going to get a thanks but no thanks immediately at TBNT. You have to meet the airline requirements and show that you meet those requirements in the resume. And you have to have also the correct keywords that they're looking for. If you need help with your resume, Future Flight Attendant does have a resume service that you can check out. I'll link that below as well. But just, a couple things about the resume. It needs to be one page. Don't have multiple pages. Forget it. You need a professional summary, not an objective. You need a professional summary that's a summary of your professional work experience. And you want to show your work experience just with a couple bullet points with the right keywords, and, showcase your skills. What you want to do is you're writing that resume for the flight attendant job. So if you have a resume for like a bunch of other things, that might not be the exact resume you need as a flight attendant, because you want to make sure that you have the skills that are necessary for the flight attendant job. So those will be listed on your resume. You want it clean. You do not, for a US airline, do not put your picture on there. Like, just do not. No. I understand, like, for other airlines, international airlines, yeah, for sure, they want a picture. That's totally different. On the CV, they want the picture, but on a resume for American not American Airlines, but an airline in the US, you definitely want to have it just clean, concise, one page, keyworded properly because okay, so for the resume, airlines aren't in there like, let's look at this resume. Not in that process. I mean, yes, human eyes do see your resume, but when you apply, it's AI that sees the resume or bots. It's called applicant tracking software. So that goes in and it just reads the resume. It's looking for keywords. If it has the right keywords, it goes into a pile where you get the interview. Now, how I write a resume is I write for applicant tracking software, I write for humans, and I write for the person, the client. So I want to make sure everybody's confident. That's why the resume service is kind of like Future Flight Attendant's number one product. Everybody loves it because it's had so much success. It's a really great product. I can't say enough good things about it. And then not all airlines, but most have a spot for a cover letter. So that's just an individual cover letter that you write for each airline. And, that's a nice place where you can just kind of wrap up all your skills, introduce yourself, and let them get a feel for you. So, I mean, that could go through the applicant tracking software as well, but also human eyes can see it. When I say human eyes, I mean recruiters, HR, those people, the people that we want to impress. So the interview process is next. Once you pass the bots, then you can get an assessment. Not everybody gets the assessment, and not everybody passes the assessment. The assessment is a personality test, and they want to see that you're right for the role. So not everyone passes that because there is a certain way that you need to answer the questions in order to make it to the next step. After the assessment, then there's usually a series of interviews. I mean, some airlines can take you straight to the face-to-face, but usually it's like some have a phone interview. That's Southwest. They do a phone interview first. That's an interview over the phone. None of the other airlines really have that. But then there's a video interview, which could be all right, it could be somebody videoing you face to face on a video live, or it could be a pre recorded one where you have someone with recorded questions and then you record yourself answering. Or it could be a group interview where you have like 20 some people and then a recruiter asking you questions and it is all live and you're all together there in that video interview. So it could go any of those ways. And then after you pass all that and you have to make every step, then there's a face to face where they fly you out to headquarters. And most airlines fly you out, some don't, but you might have to take yourself there. Then it's a big event day and it's a whole day interview. And honestly, the interview process isn't even over until you get your wings pinned after the completion of training. So you're not even going to get those wings till you pass everything. It's like this gigantic process. That's why it takes so long. And preparing for the interview, you want to be 100% prepared for that interview. There's a lot that you can do to prepare. You want to go over your interview questions and answers, typical ones. Make sure you nail your tell me about yourself, because what interview don't you go to where they ask you that question? Why you want to be a flight attendant, that's another important one. And, just how you're going to carry yourself. And you want to be happy and positive and upbeat. And you want to go in there confident. So, confidence is really important. And you need to be dressed correctly. Like, airlines are sticklers for their dress codes, their uniform standards. You need to be dressed correctly. So, if you would like to have the best interview outfit options, Future Flight Attendant has an Amazon storefront. I highly recommend the storefront. I'm going to link that below. It has all kinds of resources for interview outfits. And, just look your best. Look amazing. And you know what, ladies? If you're wearing a dress, wear pantyhose. I don't care. You have to wear pantyhose. Don't go in there with your bare legs. That that's not good. Don't go in bare legs. That's totally, for an airline, unprofessional. I understand. American actually does allow their flight attendants not to wear hosiery in the summer, but they I'd still wear it to the interview 100% regardless of what they allow. After you pass the VI video interview, F2F face to face, if you hear some of those acronyms around, after you pass those and they invite you, they give you a CJO or a CTO. CJO is a contingent job offer or conditional job offer. That means conditional because if you pass training, or CTO, conditional training offer. That's if you pass training, then you will get hired as a flight attendant. So when you go into training, go in there with a clear head, be prepared to study. It's hard training. I always say this, training training is trauma. Training is trauma. It's difficult. There's drama. It's trauma and drama. It's crazy. It's a crazy time, but you're learning so much information and just do your best. Look professional, dress the part, look the part, get those wings, and then you would think it's over by then, but no, then you got 6 months, 8 months, whatever the airline chooses, whatever that airline chooses, of probation. So then you have a probationary period where if you mess up, you're out. So be super careful. These are all the things that you need to do to apply to become a flight attendant, to get a flight attendant job. So you go to who's hiring on the Future Flight Attendant job board. You apply, you make sure you meet those requirements, you upload your resume, a cover letter. Hopefully you get an assessment. After that, then you have some type of interview, phone, video, type of video, whatever kind they have, face to face, training, probation, and then woo, full-fledged flight attendant in there. I mean, you still could get fired for things, but it's a lot less likely. And then hopefully you have a long, healthy, and happy career. For everything you need to know about getting hired, check out Future Flight Attendant, our career center, and make sure that if you like this video, you give it a like and please subscribe. And for everything we went over today and more, I'm going to link it down below, the Future Flight Attendant Quick Start Guide that'll help you get started applying for a flight attendant job. Bye.